Hello and welcome to KennyRoy.com. I am Kenny Roy. Well, actually, I'm not Kenny Roy. This is a web page. Kenny Roy is sitting at his home because his back has gotten worse. Sorry to say, this video mail is a little bit hodgepodge, but we're going to be back on schedule and back in the office soon enough. Thank you for bearing with me. But we're going to have to make do with what we have this week on KennyRoy.com. So I just wanted to show you a few things first before we get to the question this week. Well, first I want to remind you that if you want your question answered in an app video mail, you need to send it to me. Please send your questions to webmaster@kennyroy.com, and it's the best way to take advantage of your subscription. First thing I want to just quickly show you is this new sign up form for the KennyRoy.com newsletter. I am using a custom newsletter now on KennyRoy.com instead of the built-in one, which I don't like. So if you want to stay informed on KennyRoy.com and everything I'm doing here, as well as have a chance to each month get picked to be the person who receives a free video or a Ask Video Mail pack, then sign up, because I'll be giving away one of those every single month, and also announcing stuff here. Another thing is I'm going to be taking down the little painter stuff as well as the little painter store items. These were just left up for the people who had an Amazon payment error or missed the webcast or whatever. So I'm going to be taking these down soon, so take advantage of them right away if you were planning on it, because they're just going to disappear, okay? I'm not going to be using KennyRoy.com to be doing too many little painter updates. I'm going to be using the production blog and the Kickstarter emails to do that. I'm going to try to keep these a little bit separated. But another thing that's kind of cool is I'm definitely going to be doing some more regular webcasts. I had a blast during the 24-hour marathon. It was awesome. I had a lot of fun, and I want to do those regularly because it was just awesome, and I want everyone to just have a chance to see one of those and participate. So stay on the lookout on Facebook and Twitter, and here on KennyRoy.com for more announcements and more information about future webcasts, future marathons, and we're going to have a great time together. So let's get to the question this week. It puts a smile on my face because this person consistently sends in their Maya files, which makes things so much easier to demonstrate. So please send in your Maya files if you can. It makes things really great. And then I give them out, and then we can all learn from the same file. So that's really fun. All right, cool. Let's get to the question.
Okay, great question. As you can see here, we have the Maya file loaded. I colored the D model here with a light Lambert so that we can distinguish it from the version of the file that was sent to me. That is the fixed version. So I'll load that up in a second. I'll load that reference. So basically, let me just say the solution here is very simple. What happens is when you do a walk cycle, or even when you take any steps, what you normally do is you move the hips to try to get them in line and to move the character forward, or this master controller. You can call it whatever you want, the hips, the cog, well, this one is called the body control, but it all means the same thing. And when you do that, what I normally do, let's talk about workflow a little bit. What I normally do is I select this control, okay, and then I find, I'll do this on frame 1 and we can delete it later. You find kind of like what kind of range can we get out of this where it's still kind of comfortable. And so normally, like, humans take a step that's about a foot, not an actual foot like 12 inches, but like a foot and a half. So I'm going to put the heel like on the halfway point of where this foot is, and that's normally kind of like your comfortable stride length. And then I bring the hips down to try to see, like, okay, where is the range of these of the body here where that back leg starts to kind of come back in line. All right, and that would be it right there. So if we undo all that and look, we kind of get a lot bigger a step than I did. So this is kind of like a much wider step, a much more kind of like stomping step than it is really comfortable. And if you look online at some reference, you know what? I think actually reference they don't mind if you use their stuff. So I'm just going to really quickly go to reference and just pick one out. Let's do man walking. Disco man. All right, forward walk from the side. Let's just let this load. So, so there you have it. So see his foot. Here's 1 foot. Okay, this range right here. Okay, this would be right here would be about 1 foot, and then this would be a half, as you can see. So this is a very, very, very comfortable this stride length. See that? So here's the back, and so about right here would be maybe the front of another foot, and then another half. Okay, so very, very, very comfortable walk, and this guy is totally on balance the entire time as well. Super buff too. Super buff. Okay, so again, as we look right here, this is a much more wide stride length, and that's fine. There's all flavors of walks, and this kind of looks like a little bit more of a purposeful walk, leaning very far forward. So let me load this reference, and you'll see what the animator had to do in order to keep these feet in line. Okay. Let me load 4View. All right, and here we go. It's facing the other way. That doesn't really matter. Okay. So the blue one is the fixed one, quote unquote. Okay. And as you can see, the legs stretch, especially on this frame, like frame 22, and a little bit, just a little bit on the passing pose right here. The legs have been stretched. All right, so I always find that it's just a huge pain in the butt to have to animate a stretch control as well, because normally it's animated like almost on ones, or especially like in areas of the animation where the action is getting really, really complex. You have to really iron out those knee pops, and it can just get so cumbersome, really. So rather than doing that, here's the stretch. Okay, so here we go. Here's our stretch keys. So, I mean, in terms of keyframe economy, let's look at the keys on the body, right? We have basically your translates. We have 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm looking at full body keys kind of here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, maybe 8 full body keys kind of. Rotates, kind of the same. These keys actually look like they need a little bit of ironing out right here. I'm sure that's not supposed to be a flat tangent. You probably should take a look at that. So you have like between like 8 and 10 keys on your body. But then look at this. You have, how many keys is this? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 25. 25 keys on that stretch control. So there you have it. I mean, obviously, just like from a workflow standpoint, you can't spend all that time setting all those keys as well. What if you have like 10 minutes left to turn this shot in to your director, and you haven't fixed your knee pops yet? If this is a 200 frame shot instead of just 70 frames like this one is, you're not going to literally have enough time to set all of those keys. As simple as it is, I mean, to fix a knee pop, as simple as it is, you just won't have enough time. So let's just take this body control, and as little, setting as few new keys as possible. Let's also key it. Let's make this side view. Okay. Let me see here. Actually don't know how to switch the side view. Didn't you used to have like left and right? Maybe this is different. But at any rate, let's just work in this panel. This will be fine. This will be more than fine. Okay. So as he takes a step forward, already we're getting a little bit of extra stretching back here. So let's just bring this Y curve down just a little bit to be more in line with the fixed version that he's happy with. Obviously, he's standing up too much right here. In general, let's actually just do this. Let's just grab all of these keys and just bring them down just a little bit and see what we got. Okay, so it kind of maxes out here just a little bit. So we can probably bring this one down. This is not a cycle, so we can do this kind of more customized than we would like a normal piece of animation, or sorry, like a cycle. So we can just edit this on the fly. This is a little stretched out again. Let's bring it back down. And it looks like you want a little bit of overshoot, a little bit of settle. That's okay. We'll just let the tangent speak to us. Okay. Now let's look at the Z range. So you're not just ranging your keys in Y. Let's look at the Z range. And it looks to me like this character is just like about 1 frame ahead of where he needs to be with the Z. Okay? In making this work. See how it's kind of coming a little bit more in line here? Still a little bit high right here. And also, that foot roll might need to start getting activated just a little bit sooner. There we go. Okay, just a little bit more foot roll. Just bring that knee back in line. Okay. Now, what sometimes is the case is you also are rotating your front foot. See how stretched out it is right here? You might be doing those rotations just a little bit too soon. And look how sensitive this is. See, when I move this just like 2 pixels, the knee like pops right back into place. That's the kind of thing that you need to be careful of when you are right up against your maximum range on a character's stride length. Here again, right? Here again, you see. Let's just test this out. Bring it back up. Yeah, let's just much rather range it using a controller on a foot than an attribute that you need to key on ones. Always, always, always. All right, now let's just bring the foot roll a little bit more just into play right here. Go back in time. Okay, so there you have it. Now we have basically the character is no longer suffering from those knee pops and those really super straight legs. And it feels like he's pretty much in line with this quote-unquote fixed version, this blue version of the model, and looking good. So I would definitely take a look at your workflow and decide if you can maybe find a stride length in a way that gives you a little bit more versatility and a little bit more ease in terms of editing the animation later to move it back into a comfortable stride length, if I were you. But not bad at all.
All right, so that's pretty much it. It's very, very simple. All you have to do is just pay a little bit more attention to your workflow when you're determining your stride length and seeing if you're going to be creating a situation where there's a lot of knee pops. And if you're getting to the point where you're having to key a control on ones or twos just to keep those knees from popping consistently, then it probably means that you need to take one more close look at your workflow to determine that range of those hips or the body or cog or whatever you want to call it. It's just getting a little bit too far away from those feet. Okay? So that'll pretty much do it. Thank you for watching. Please send in your questions to webmaster@kennyway.com. And it's been a lot of fun. Good luck with your animation, and as always, rock on.